Emma Holloway was the kind of girl who could make anyone feel seen. A 27-year-old elementary school teacher from Ashfield, Oregon, Emma was known for her compassion, her laugh that came from deep in her belly, and the small things, like remembering birthdays, sending handwritten notes, and walking her neighbor's dog when they were sick. She was the soul of her small mountain town. So when Emma didn't show up for work on a chilly October morning in 2021, people noticed. When she didn't respond to texts or calls, her best friend, Nora McConnell, broke into her house and found Emma's phone on the nightstand, the bed neatly made, and her favorite sweater still hanging on the chair. Her car was gone, but Emma was not. The first days were frantic. Hundreds of locals and volunteers searched the woods surrounding Ashfield. Emma was an experienced hiker, and there were fears she might have had an accident. But dogs picked up no scent. Drones found nothing. The car wasn't found. Her bank accounts remained untouched. And then came the first twist. 10 days after her disappearance, her car was found 43 miles away, in a remote part of Craven Lake. Locked, keys missing, a blanket in the back seat. No fingerprints, wiped clean. The only clue, a grocery receipt from a gas station Emma had never been to, dated 2 days after she went missing. Was she still alive then? Investigators began to dig into Emma's seemingly perfect life. That's when the cracks began to show. Emma had filed a restraining order a year earlier, sealed, but with one name eventually leaked. Lucas Holloway, her older brother. Estranged from the family for over 5 years, Lucas was believed to be living off-grid somewhere in Northern California. Their falling out had never been explained. Emma had never spoken of him to friends, only saying once, "Sometimes blood is more dangerous than strangers." But Lucas was tracked down, and his alibi checked out. He hadn't seen Emma in years, but when told she was missing, he broke down, crying uncontrollably. "You don't understand," he told detectives. "She was going to tell you about our father." As investigators turned toward the family, they found a disturbing history. George Holloway, Emma's father, was a retired high school principal. Respected, charming, but his former students painted a different picture. Rumors of inappropriate behavior, quiet payoffs, and whispered trauma. Nothing ever proven. Lucas had accused their father of abuse years ago, but no one believed him. Emma had been the good child, the golden one. But now old emails surfaced. Emma had been helping 3 former students gather evidence to open a new investigation against George. Her laptop, hidden under a loose floorboard in her closet, held audio files, recorded phone calls, testimonies. Emma had been planning to take down her own father. And then she vanished. Security footage from a highway gas station showed Emma 2 days after she disappeared alive. Nervous, looking over her shoulder, she made a call from a payphone. The number? A burner phone registered to her father. When questioned, George denied seeing her, denied the phone, denied everything, until investigators checked the Holloway's cabin near Craven Lake. Blood traces under the floorboards, a burned mattress behind the property, hair matching Emma's DNA. George Holloway was arrested, but the case wasn't over. 2 weeks after the arrest, a letter was found in a hidden compartment in Emma's desk, labeled, "If anything happens to me." It detailed not just the allegations, but Emma's fear that her father was capable of more than anyone realized. She'd begun to suspect him in the 1996 disappearance of a local teenager, a case long thought unrelated. Emma ended the letter with, "I used to think silence kept people safe. I was wrong. If I vanish, don't let my story end with an excuse." Emma's body was never found. Her father died by suicide in prison 6 months after his arrest. The investigation into his past continues, with 2 more cold cases now reopened. Ashfield now holds a yearly vigil for Emma Holloway, a teacher, sister, and warrior who dared to speak the truth and paid the price. To this day, her case is studied not just for the tragedy, but for the quiet bravery of a woman who uncovered the monster hiding in her own home.